Welcome back. With us now is Thomas Coupe. We are talking about Shelby County Juvenile Court. What we've got left to talk about with juvenile court could probably fill an entire episode because we've got paternity and child support and custody and visitation, which are all intertwined. And then we've got different programs that go on with that. So wherever you want to start.
I'll try to kind of figure out how the best way to put this all in such a short period of time. But juvenile court has jurisdiction. We've have an agreement with the other courts to have jurisdiction over paternity cases, child support cases that involve parents that are not married. That's kind of like just scratching the surface of what we really do. But any case in which parents weren't married, juvenile court has jurisdiction in those child support cases. At some point, the case might begin with a simple paternity action where one parent might believe another person is the parent. That parent might either contest or agree, but that's where the child support begins. And at that point then, from the paternity side, that's where it begins. At some point, that might then morph into a visitation case where the father, who has now become the legal father, isn't getting any legal visitation with the mother, and he might come in to file a custody or visitation petition with the mother. At some point later, the mother or father might disagree about the amount of support they're getting due to a job change, due to a life circumstance that has changed, and they might come back and file for a modification of child support. Juvenile court handles that also. At some point, one of the parents might not pay the child support that they're under order to pay, so they might come back to juvenile court for a contempt of child support case. And at some point after that, we can have another modification, or more children might come along, and you have new establishment cases, new paternity cases, and new modifications, new visitation or custody cases. So that's all those cases can one child being born can have or cause the court to have 4 or 5 different cases on that child, and multiple actions over that child's 18 years of time. One thing I always caution to parents when I've had the opportunity to talk to them, and I learned this from a judge when I was in Middle Tennessee, when you had 2 parents that were arguing about custody visitation issues especially, was that they always told the parent, remember that you're going to have this child and have these issues for the next 18 years, and you need to realize that. So either begin now with that focus of 18 years of this going on to try to keep as many court actions out of here as possible. So that's one of the issues. One of the things that, in getting onto the child support side of the things, is the juvenile court used to have the child support in juvenile court itself. It was always a function of the Department of Human Services, Tennessee Department of Human Services. But as of recently, they've changed their contracting, and now a company called Maximus Child Support Services has the child support contract, not juvenile court. They're housed on Mendenhall Avenue, somewhere near Mendenhall and Winchester. So when people say juvenile court is, and I always want to correct people on this, juvenile court is setting child support or not doing child support, it's not really juvenile court's responsibility. We're a court that hears cases when cases are presented to us. The child support office, Maximus, is the one responsible for setting up child support, setting up contempt cases, going after modifications and those sorts of things. So when people have concerns, complaints about child support, they often levy them against juvenile court when in fact it's only the court's job to hear the cases, not go out and round up people.
Right. So to clarify on that, it's Maximus's job to bring the case, or the private party to bring the case to the court, so then you can say, judge and magistrate, make a determination as to what the appropriate amount of support is that should be paid each month.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's no different than in criminal court. The judges aren't the ones arresting people. It's the DA and the police officer's responsibility to bring those cases, just as it's Maximus's responsibility or a private party's responsibility to bring those cases to the court. There's no inaction by the court that's causing people harm, and it's difficult to explain that sometimes, but for some reason child support especially seems to be a hot-button topic in which the court is somehow seemed as deficient when somebody is needing child support or they believe their case has gone the wrong way. One of the ways we've tried to address that is in juvenile court, is that Judge Person has been smart enough to create what's called the Office of Non-Custodial Advocate. Basically, we serve as, we have 2 attorneys that work in an office in the court, for the court, to assist people with child support issues, visitation, custody issues, and provide them legal advice, and also assist them with the filing of petitions. Now, we don't actually go into court and represent them, but we actually do assist them with preparation and advisement of those sorts of things. We're the only court in the state of Tennessee that does that, and we're a model, and Tennessee's trying to replicate that. Unfortunately, due to budget issues, they haven't been able to do that, but it's a great program. We've helped thousands and thousands of people in the years that in the four years that we've had that program.
Okay, and that's perfect timing because our time's up for this edition of Legalese, and I'd like to thank our guest for taking time out of his busy schedule and being with us and sharing his thoughts and insights. If you would like more information about Legalese or any other program on GHS TV, please refer to our website at www.ghstv.org. You can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter. And thank you for joining us today, and be sure to join us next month for more discussion on legal topics. Until then, I am Vince Perryman. Thank you for watching.